Hey, welcome. Today, we're going to dig into the very heart of what it means to discover something new. And I'm not talking about dusty libraries or complicated formulas. Nope. Guided by the amazing insights of Dr. Anupam Nagar, we're going to look at research as a mindset, a journey that all starts with one really powerful idea: fearless thinking. So let's get into it.
You know, we search for things all day long, right? We search for our keys, we search for facts online, we search for the best place to get coffee. But what happens when you stick that little prefix on the front, re? Well, it completely changes the game. It asks us to look again, to go way deeper.
And this slide just lays it out so perfectly. On one side, you have searching. That's about finding answers that are already out there. It's basically an act of retrieval. But on the other side, to research, that's about opening up that box of known facts and having the courage to ask, wait a minute, is this really the whole story? Can we look at this in a totally new way? That's the huge shift from just accepting to actively questioning.
To guide us on this path, we're going to lean on this beautiful line from the poet Rabindranath Tagore. Dr. Nagar sees this as the foundation for his entire philosophy. Because think about it, real inquiry, real researching, can only happen when your mind is free from the fear of being wrong, when your head is held high as you walk into the unknown. All right, so let's start our journey right here. Because before you pick up any tool or learn any method, research has to begin inside your own head. It's an adventure you decide to go on, and it all starts with seeing the world not as a collection of fixed facts, but as a giant interconnected puzzle waiting to be explored. And you know what's so fascinating? It's how different languages capture this idea. The Hindi word for research, shodh, it means so much more than just finding something. It actually suggests the process of purification, like you're sifting through all the noise to get to a clearer, more powerful truth. It really turns research into this profound personal quest.
Okay, so every adventurer needs a toolkit, right? You can't just wander out into the wilderness. Well, for the researcher, Dr. Naga lays out 4 essential pillars that give you the framework for this whole intellectual journey. Without them, we're honestly just guessing.
The whole process is built on what Dr. Nagar calls the 4 M's, meaning, method, motivation, and, of course, the outcome. So let's break down what each of these pillars actually means for someone who wants to be a truly fearless thinker. First up, meaning. Now, this isn't just about what something says on the surface. It's about putting on your detective hat. You're looking for the hidden fingerprints of power or ideology or history, all the things that secretly shape how a text or an idea produces its meaning. But a detective with no tools is just stumbling around in the dark. And that brings us to method. This is your disciplined plan of attack. It's the framework, maybe it's a super close reading or using a specific theoretical lens, that makes sure your inquiry is structured and rigorous. It's what separates deep analysis from just, a random opinion. So what fuels this entire engine? Motivation. And we're not talking about getting a good grade or finishing a project. Real, powerful research is driven by a deep, relentless intellectual curiosity, a genuine need to challenge what everyone else just takes for granted. It's that little voice inside that says, I think there's more to this story. This brings us to the most courageous part of the entire journey. Every great adventure has a dragon to slay, right? And for a researcher, that dragon is almost always the comfort of an easy, accepted answer.
And wow, this quote from Dr. Nagar just gets right to the heart of it. We live in an age where answers are everywhere. They're cheap, they're just a quick search away. The real intellectual work, the hard work, isn't finding one more answer. It's having the guts to question the answers we already have.
This visualizes that exact shift in thinking. So much of our world just operates on the surface, on the what, but a true researcher dives deep below the surface, into the why. Why is this the accepted story? Why does this particular thing mean what we all think it means? That's the critical jump from simply describing something to deeply structurally analyzing it. So once you start questioning, you realize pretty quickly that the answers aren't just sitting in one neat little box. The next stage of this whole adventure is to start breaking down the walls we build between different fields of knowledge.
And look, Tagore's poem is back with another powerful image. These narrow domestic walls, well, those are the artificial borders we create between subjects, like literature over here, and history over there, and science in its own little corner. A fearless thinker knows that real knowledge is all connected.
This means that your field of study, whatever it might be, is never an island. A piece of art is shaped by history. A scientific breakthrough is influenced by politics and funding. A business idea is driven by psychology.
Real game-changing insight happens when you start making these connections and seeing the whole interconnected map.
And finally, what is the point of this whole grand adventure? It's not just for you. The final, most important stage is to return from your journey with something valuable for everybody else. An elixir, a new piece of understanding.
And this, really, is the ultimate purpose. As Dr. Nagar argues, serious research isn't just for one region or one country. It's a contribution to our shared human knowledge. Your discovery, no matter how small or specific it might seem, becomes a vital piece of that huge, collective journey forward.
So, we end with a question that turns this entire journey right back to you. Armed with a fearless mind, with the desire to see a world without walls, what established idea, what comfortable truth that everyone else accepts, will you choose to look at again?